we are going to talk about my favorite part of the Satanic Bible. It goes into detail about the 7 deadly sins. I really think this is going to blow your mind. The first time I read these, I was like, that's so true. Let's go. The 7 deadly sins of the Christian church are greed, pride, envy, anger, gluttony, lust, and sloth. Satanism advocates indulging in each of these sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. Okay, now let's go one by one. First up, we have greed. A Satanist knows that there's nothing wrong with being greedy, as it only means that he wants more than he already has. Now we have envy. And envy means to look with favor upon the possessions of others and to be desirous of obtaining similar ones for oneself. Envy and greed are the motivating forces of ambition, and without ambition, very little of any importance would be accomplished. For me, this was a mic drop moment because it was so true. Next up, we have gluttony and pride. Gluttony is simply eating more than you need to keep yourself alive. And when you have overeaten to the point of obesity, another sin, pride, will motivate you to regain an appearance that will renew your self-respect. Also, anyone who buys an article of clothing for a purpose other than covering his body and protecting it from the elements is guilty of pride. Also, extremely true. Moving on to sloth and lust. Being reluctant to get out of bed in the morning is to be guilty of sloth. And if you lie in bed long enough, you may find yourself committing yet another sin, lust. To have the faintest stirring of sexual desire is to be guilty of lust. In order to ensure the propagation of humanity, nature made lust the second most powerful instinct, the first being self-preservation. And that brings us to our final sin, anger. The strongest instinct in every living thing is self-preservation, which brings us to the last of the 7 deadly sins, anger. Is it not our instinct for self-preservation that is aroused when someone harms us, when we become angry enough to protect ourselves from further attack? Since man's natural instincts lead him to sin, all men are sinners, and all sinners go to hell. If everyone goes to hell, then you will meet all your friends there. Heaven must be populated with some rather strange creatures, if all they lived for was to go to a place where they can strum harps for all eternity. I hope you can understand why this is my absolute favorite part of the Satanic Bible. If you are still here, I love you so much. Please interact with this video somehow. It is my favorite when you repost my video. That is the biggest honor. Until next time, no more, believe less.